Sky, but the night is calling, the night's calling me. I don't wanna fight, and the city's drifting away.
Welcome everyone, I am One True Brick, coming at you with another 2007 Sentai Golden City era LEGO Exo-Force review. This is set number 8101, the Claw Crusher. It was released in 2007, included 99 pieces, and retailed for around $8 at the time, once again bumping up that $5 price tag for the smallest sets. And nowadays you can expect it to be around $12 to $15, so not too much more expensive than it was when it came out. Now, something that I forgot to mention in my last review that I want to say right now before I forget is that with this following year of Exo-Force, they decided to get rid of the alternative builds. So one of the biggest appeals to the first year of Exo-Force was the fact that every single set, pretty close to it, had the ability to be rebuilt into something different, allowing for more play functionality and a little bit more story design. However, the combo models were not removed from this year, and several of them can be combined. The set that I reviewed last week, the Cyclone Defender, can be combined with the Blade Titan and Sky Guardian to create Sky Titan. And this set, the Claw Crusher, can be combined with the Iron Condor and Shadow Crawler to create the Iron Crusher. Both had their own website created with their instructions and a whole storyline built around them, which was very cool and interesting for this particular year. It's also worth noting that instead of just having the two $15 set combo models, this actually includes all three of the first wave sets. So in order to build both of them, you need to buy everything from the entire first wave of the 2007 Exo-Force line. For some people, this may be a bummer. For others, I think it's very cool that they require this because it means that they end up being some of the largest combo model sets out there. But without further ado, I want to get onto this set. So similar to the Cyclone Defender, the whole design has been revamped. It is now using ball joints in the shoulders and ankles and hips and somewhat in the wrist. So this one has one wrist joint on this side because of the cannon. It just has a single shoulder joint. But this allows for a much higher level of articulation than the $5 sets. Unfortunately, with this design, they didn't bother to take the extra step and create entire knee joints. However, with this one, they did in fact create an extra wrist joint here. So some of it's made up for in this design. I'm not sure why they didn't do this with the Cyclone Defender, but the fact still remains this one has slightly more articulation than the Cyclone Defender. There's also some use of bionicle parts with these feet here, and some nice articulation with this giant claw here, which is kind of the namesake of the battle machine, the Claw Crusher. Something else worth noting, rather than having an iron drone pilot, the smallest battle machine, this also kind of indicates that the smaller battle machines have got kind of an upgrade in that they are piloted by a Devastator, which is generally considered to be a more refined, more intelligent robot than the weaker and less intelligent iron drones. So this kind of indicates that the Claw Crusher is a more dangerous force to be reckoned with than the iron drones that piloted sentries, meaning that kind of on its own, just one of them could probably manage to do some damage to an enemy battle machine, especially with that claw and those cannons. And then, of course, there's the ability to open this cockpit here. While it isn't exactly the most covered cockpit, it is still better than last year's design, which had a straight up completely open cockpit that allowed for the iron drone inside to probably just have a one shot, one kill without any real protection. So I like that they have added this particular design to protect it. Something else worth noting is the use of a different colored code brick. So last week I spoke about the Exo code bricks. They could be entered into the Exo-Force Lego.com website in order to unlock special information about a particular battle machine or character. And this one is in the color orange. It's the only set with an orange one. The majority of them throughout the year were a yellow brick with lettering on them. So it's worth noting that this one has a special color scheme to it. You can also see there's a missile on the side here for kind of having an extra amount of firepower when attacking enemy battle machines, and some nice decaling right here with the stickers. I personally prefer this one to the Cyclone Defender, which only has a couple stickers here and there. These really nail the feeling of these battle machines. With last year feeling very industrial, they kind of have refined it. It's a little bit more sci-fi and futuristic, less feeling like it's from modern times, but post-modern futuristic design with just this exposed, wiry look, and it makes them feel very intimidating. In addition to that, in this particular year, rather than having the darker color schemes for the robots and the brighter color schemes for the humans, while they are still paired with black and white respectively, the secondary color for each of the robot battle machines is now a brighter color, with this one being a bright neon orange color, the shadow color having a lime green, the Iron Condor having yellow, etc., whereas the human battle machines have shifted from having lighter colors to dark green, dark blue, dark red, kind of breaking up the feel of the characters, and it really makes the battle machines stand out more so than they did in previous years. So let's take a quick look. Let's take a quick look at the Devastator inside. So this Devastator robot is pretty similar to past years. This one does not have a red eyepiece through the head. For whatever reason, LEGO decides to include these sometimes and other times not. But this particular one does not include it. It has the same articulation in the arms and hands as previous years, and then some posability in the legs, but unfortunately no posability in the waist or the head, meaning that they are pretty stiffly staring directly ahead of them, which honestly kind of seems like something a robot would do. Keep their eyes on whatever they're going towards without having a second thought for anything else. So, of course, one of the things that I like to do when discussing these battle machines is to take a look at their story significance. Now, the Shadow Crawler and Iron Condor really had a lot of story relevance throughout the 2007 story, but the Claw Crusher was pretty much the same as last year with their Century, except for slightly more refined. They were more the grunts of the robot battle machine force, usually sent out in mass to fight the human battle machines and kind of act as cannon fodder or shields for the larger, more dangerous battle machines. However, these ones posed a little bit more of a threat. Instead of being able to kind of get mowed down by most human battle machines, they were able to kind of hold their own better, and I do assume that this has to do with the fact that, for one, it is slightly more heavily armored and armed, and then also is piloted by a Devastator, and this seemed to work well for the robots when fighting off the humans, meaning that they could stand a little bit of a better chance and not waste as much material and firepower when attacking them. So that seemed to work out well for them. And with that, that's pretty much all I've got for this battle machine. Unfortunately, it's not really included a ton and doesn't really have a ton of story significance, but nonetheless is a very cool build for the smaller sets. I'm glad that they decided to up the appearance of them, and I looked forward to seeing the jungle era kind of refine it once again, which we will be talking about later on. But this is a nice step up and definitely worth the extra $3 or $4 that it cost at the time, and also worth the extra $3 or $4 it would cost nowadays to buy it in comparison to Uplink or Century. So I will see you guys next week. I will be taking a look at one of the first $15 sets of this year, Hikaru's battle machine, the Sky Guardian. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye! So if you look down here, there are some parts on the bottom, these slope pieces, and they are some of the easiest things ever to knock off.